Now, back by popular demand, it's the Lance Roberts Show.
And welcome to the show this morning. It is 6:06 as we get going. What's today? What is today?
Mike.
That's right, hump day. That's right. We're there. It's Wednesday, halfway through the week. And, of course, we've been talking about this all week long, but today is Desperate Dudes Day, apparently. I heard this morning. It's not my line. I heard it this morning. But Desperate Dudes, yeah, it's Wednesday. So tomorrow, Valentine's Day. Don't forget, on your way home today, swing by your local Kroger. I don't know why I'm promoting Kroger so much, except they are right by my house. So it does actually work out well.
Convenience counts.
Yeah, exactly. But, yeah, don't forget there was an interesting, talking about Valentine's Day. There was a very interesting survey out today talking about 2 traits that are the most important for a happy, healthy relationship.
Really?
Yes. And I agree with this. So, because it is what I found works in the relationship with my wife. My wife and I have a very, very good working relationship.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why we have a very good relationship. So the 2 traits are considered to be acceptance and kindness.
I would agree with that.
Correct.
Who can argue with that?
That is correct. So they found out that through a survey that of all the people they surveyed, that those are the 2 qualities that people look for the most in somebody else, acceptance and kindness. And if you're kind, you typically tend to be slightly happier than those who are unkind. Imagine that, right?
What a concept.
This isn't rocket science,
right?
Pretty much. So, but it's absolutely true. I'm very kind to my wife because if not, I pay the price for that.
And you've accepted that.
And I've accepted that. No, I've just discovered. Look, it's so funny because actually, in all seriousness, the easiest way to be happy in your relationship with your wife, 2 words: yes, dear. So whatever she says, there's an old saying about happy wife, happy life. It's very true. I can't argue with it.
Well, and I tell young couples that I work with sometimes, I say marriage is a 100% proposition, not a 50-50.
That's right.
You give 100% to her, and she'll give 100% back.
I'm still working on that part.
Well, none of us are perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
That's where the acceptance and kindness comes in.
Absolutely. But no, it is. Marriage is a partnership, and you definitely have to approach it that way. And, my wife and I talk about that a lot, is that, part of having a good relationship is just being a good partner and a good friend, right? But I thought it was interesting, though. 81% of people said that kindness was the number 1 trait they look for in an individual. 81%. The other 19 was hotness. So...
Kind and hot.
There you go.
Or kind of hot.
Or kind of hot. Yes, there you go. Did you hear about the Westminster Dog Show?
No.
Yeah, so the Westminster Dog Show everybody was excited because the long-haired dachshund was actually got into the top 15, right? So the final round.
Really?
And they were very excited this long-haired dachshund was in the finals and had a shot to actually win.
Yeah.
He didn't win. It was a terrier that won.
Yeah.
Terriers are the winningest, I didn't know this, but terriers are the winningest breed of dogs in the dog show. 15 times terriers have won.
Really?
Yeah, it's apparently terrierism. So, but, yeah, sorry, bad joke. Anyway, we got stuff to get into today. Boy, what a way to start off a show this morning. It just went all over the place.
You dog.
It just went to the dogs, right? A couple things to get into today, of course. Markets yesterday, and we'll talk about this some more today. But yesterday, the markets, if you're watching our live stream right now, you can actually see our charts and graphs that we talk about here. You can simply go by our YouTube channel at Lance Roberts Show on YouTube, or on our website right now at lancerobertsshow.com, and you actually see our live stream. But we're actually pushing up into the 200-day moving average, which is this very important level of resistance that we've been working with over the last few weeks. The market's been on a very, very good trajectory ever since the December 24th lows. Now, this has been primarily a function of a deeply oversold market at this time, and also the fact that, of course, there's been a lot of talk out from the Federal Reserve as well as the government about trade negotiations. Of course, Trump is talking right now, and Mnuchin and Leitzinger are currently working on the trade negotiations. President Xi has said he might actually even show up at these trade negotiations with Mnuchin over the next few days. So that's kind of a goodwill gesture from China that they at least want to get something done. Trump has indicated that he's willing to extend the deadline for the trade negotiations if there's a trade deal being worked on, because there's only 15 days left before the new tariffs get enacted. So he's willing to extend that deadline because unlikely they're going to be able to negotiate a deal in 15 days. So look for that extension there. But that's taking a little bit of pressure off the markets currently. Tariffs have already been weighing on earnings. And of course, additional tariffs would just be another weight overall on corporate earnings. So a delay or an extension of that has been kind of a positive sign for the markets. The other side of this, of course, is this whole deal with the border wall, the funding, the shutdown. It hasn't, the shutdown really hasn't affected the markets. We were shut down in the month of January, had one of the biggest January runs in the markets, but again, concern here that a shutdown might be problematic. So Trump is open, potentially right now anyway. He wants to wait to see how the trade deal looks when it's actually written on paper, because you got to look to see what else is stuck in there, right? That's the problem. It's, the trade deal sounds, the border funding deal sounds fine on the surface, but once you actually get into the paperwork and see what all the other, caveats that are stuck in there, that's going to be kind of the important thing. So he should get that paperwork today from Congress and be able to look at that and make a decision. It is expected that he'll probably sign it, avoid the shutdown, and then try to figure out a different way to fund the border wall. So we'll see how that goes. Again, I think this potentially becomes problematic, for him down the road, because this is, if he does use something like a national emergency or national security issue to fund the border wall, that's going to even create a deeper divide between the Republicans and Democrats in Congress, making it harder to pass legislation, and that could weigh on the markets later on this year. So again, keep a watch on this. We'll get back and we'll talk some more about this after the break. But again, we have a couple of new articles out on our website today, and we're actually writing one tomorrow talking about, we'll have this up and we'll talk about it in the morning, but we're actually talking a little bit more about the risk to the economy going forward later this year. It's a lot higher than people think about the risk of what's happening right now with the kind of the global environment the way it is. We're going to touch on that some more this morning, but stick around. More of the Lance Roberts Show coming up right after the break. Be sure to get by our website, like I said, lancerobertsshow.com, or our YouTube channel, The Lance Roberts Show. We've got a new podcast out as well with Pedro DaCosta. He's a journalist for the New York, for the Forbes, talking about the Federal Reserve. That podcast is up on our website now. We'll be right back after the break. Don't go away.
7 years of bad love, but good things in your past. When you believe in things that you don't understand, then you suffer. Superstition ain't the word.
Get daily investment news you can use, delivered at the speed of the internet. Sign up for Lance's newsletter now at lancerobertsshow.com.